Here's 4 things you need to know before moving to Pittsburgh. Hi, I'm Brian Riley with RE/MAX Select Realty. My team and I help people buy, sell, and invest in homes here in the Pittsburgh area. And this is 4 things that you need to know before moving to Pittsburgh. Now, first off, Pittsburgh is a city that has seen a lot of growth and a lot of positive changes over the past few years. One thing that Pittsburgh has always been known and loved for is our 3 rivers, the Point, the bridges, and the beautiful architecture you can see in some of our buildings, houses, and neighborhoods around the greater Pittsburgh area. That takes me to the first thing that you need to know before moving to Pittsburgh, and that is architecture. If the style of home and the type of neighborhood matters to you, then you'll find that some neighborhoods and parts of town are going to be more appealing than others. This city's been around since the start of the country, so some of our neighborhoods were established as far back as 200 years ago, and some neighborhoods are brand new and still being built today. There's a lot of in between also. Knowing what parts of town have what to offer is going to help you narrow down your search for the perfect home. Parts of the city like Lawrenceville, Manchester, Highland Park are all known for their turn of the 20th century, large Victorian homes. You'll see this style of homes a lot in suburbs like Dormont, Aspinwall, Sewickley, Oakmont, Bellevue, and Mount Lebanon also, to name a few. If you're used to something with, a small yard and some sidewalks to take a walk, kind of away from the hustle and bustle, then suburbs like Ross Township, McCandless, Baldwin, Monroeville may be more for you. These are areas that were built up mostly in the 50s and 60s and 70s. They appealed more to the average size families and middle class incomes of people moving into the area at those times. Of course, the deeper into the suburbs you go, the more new construction you'll find. However, it's not exclusive to those areas. You'll still find some of those turn-of-the-century towns in outlying areas due to the abundance of industries that we've had come in and move around the greater Pittsburgh area over time. Now that brings me to the second thing that you need to know before you move to Pittsburgh, and that is commute times. One thing about all these beautiful rivers and hills is the bridges and the tunnels. So getting around can be very convenient from some areas and not so convenient from others. Getting to downtown Pittsburgh, for example, from the north suburbs can be as quick as 15 or 20 minutes. From most of the southern suburbs, 20 to 30 minutes, and from the northwest, 20 to 30 minutes. But if you're in the east, you're probably looking at 30 to 40 minutes. It goes on from there, obviously, the further away from downtown you go. Like I said, Pittsburgh's a growing region with remote work, people only needing to drive into the office occasionally. Our suburbs keep extending further and further out into the surrounding counties. So now what was considered more rural or agricultural areas, we now see more and more development. And you'll see this in areas like Cranberry Township, Adams Township, Jackson Township in the north, Peters and North Strabane in the south, Findlay Township, along with a lot of the growing towns in Beaver County, which is in the northwest, closer to Pittsburgh International Airport. Most of these towns I just mentioned, they're well into the respective counties. So if you're moving to Pittsburgh, don't think of yourself as being limited to Allegheny County. Just to give you some reference, on Commute, Jackson Township's about 30 miles north of downtown. It's a straight shot down to I-79 and 279. It's only about 35 or 40 minutes. North Strabane in Washington County is about the same distance, same commute from the south, again, straight up I-79. Now, there are parts of Plumboro or West Mifflin, which are in Allegheny County, and maybe even closer to the city of Pittsburgh on a map or as the crow flies. However, the commute time is going to be longer because you don't have immediate access to those interstates. You're going to have to rely on some of those older, smaller county and state roads, and you would expect in a more rural part of town. However, if your commute puts you on the turnpike or somewhere else other than downtown, then an area like Plum could actually be perfect for you. So there's a lot to consider. Keep watching this video as I move to the next thing you need to know before moving to Pittsburgh, and that is number 3, the schools. You're going to want to note the difference between Pittsburgh city schools and suburban school districts. There's a lot of top school districts in PA that are located right here in the Pittsburgh suburbs to the north, south, and west. North Allegheny, Mount Lebanon, Fox Chapel, Upper St. Clair. These are all top 10 out of the top 500 schools in the state. You may find our townships and our boroughs to be a little bit confusing. Our school districts here are affiliated with their respective townships, not the counties. So where in some parts of the country you may have, one school system for an entire county, in the Pittsburgh suburbs, the township or the borough you live in really makes a difference. And in some neighborhoods, you may even be close to the border of two townships and two totally different school districts where one side of the street goes to one school and the other side goes to a different school altogether. Hence why we have almost 500 school districts in the state. A great website to reference those school rankings based on a lot of different metrics is niche.com, niche.com. They just released their rankings for 2022 school year. And another thing you'll want to keep your eye on while looking at different school districts. This is the fourth thing you need to know before moving to Pittsburgh, and that is property taxes. Because we have these townships, school districts, and counties, they all have their own independent governments. That means they each have their own independent tax needs and tax millage rates. And due to that, you can see a lot of fluctuation in the amount of property taxes and tax rates from area to area. The school districts are going to make up the majority of your tax millage. However, the counties are responsible for the tax assessments. So while your school district certainly makes a big difference, the county that you're in can have an even bigger impact, and this is something to consider if you're looking in one of those areas that could be close to one of the county lines. For example, if you're looking at a home under $250,000, which, by the way, at the time of me recording this is pretty close to our median price for this city, makes us one of the most affordable cities in the entire country, you could see as much as $1,200 a year difference in your property taxes, which is about $100 a month if you're escrowing and paying those taxes as part of your monthly mortgage payment. Now, on a $500,000 house, however, this is where you're going to start seeing a difference that could be $700, $800 a month or even more. Your property taxes on a $500,000 house in North Allegheny are going to be $12,000 to $13,000 per year. In South Fayette, they're going to be about $18,000 per year. Mars, $4,000 to $5,000. Peters Township, $9,000. I mean, that's a difference of about $14,000 per year or $1,200 per month, depending on which school district you're in. It's actually kind of crazy, but that's true. That's the way that it works around here. So to summarize all of this, you're going to want to know what you're looking for in terms of the size and architecture of homes, of course, your commute times, the importance of schools to you, and the impact of the property taxes on your budget before you start working on narrowing down the search and knowing which specific areas will work best for you. There will most likely be more than one area for you. It's a great city. If you're looking for a great real estate agent, obviously that makes a big difference to make your search easier for you and help you save time and money. On the Brian Riley team, we do cover the entire Pittsburgh area. We love working with clients who are new to our community. Send us a text, 412-204-7092, and let's talk more about what's important to you and everything that Pittsburgh has to offer. Thank you for watching.